Ty, how you feeling this morning?
Good.
Good. So two things real quick. I know one at a time. So I'm going to start with Amir Coffee. Is there anything that you can share about his status in the protocols?
No, I can't share anything. I mean, just checking on him every day, just seeing how he is. But outside of that, I don't have much for you.
All right. And the other thing is, so we heard yesterday, Doc talked about the practice schedule for Kawhi and Paul and how limited it was last year. What's the difference from your perspective of uh, how they've practiced both frequency and participation this year compared to last year?
Well, they were unhealthy, last year. I think it was the biggest thing, and the way the NBA is structured and how it always, you got to look out for the players and what's best for the players. And sports science, and like I said, in medical, they always tell you what's best for those guys, and we got to follow and abide by that. So they're healthier this year, so things are just a little different.
Thanks. We'll go over to Cam.
Hey, good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How would you grade the team's play after the play this season?
I thought early on in the season, we kind of struggled just trying to figure out, what we wanted and how we wanted to play and the style we wanted to play. And we talked about it from day one, Cam, just about, Lou Will and, PG and Kawhi being great mid-range shooters and being able to get their shot off at any point in time. So they had to, figure out, when to get to the mid-range pull-up, when to attack the basket, when to make the play for their teammates. And I'll tell you, after the All-Star break, I think we really took off offensively because those two guys bought in, as well as Lou before he got traded, but they bought into, being able to score the basketball, but also making their teammates better. So it was a fine line, and, it's hard to straddle that line when you're so good offensively. PG and Kawhi and Lou are three great scorers. So they bought into what we're trying to do. And like I said, we improved in that area. So we just want to just keep building, like I said, the last couple of weeks of this season.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks. We'll go over to Miriam.
Hey, good morning, Ty.
Good morning.
Hey, so on the play after the play, does that mentality contribute to you guys' amazing 3-point shooting percentage this year at all?
Yes, ma'am, it does. We can run any play, Kawhi, PG, or Marcus, what we're running for. But, once they, once the ball's in their hands and teams double team or they make a move and teams help, then they got to be able to make the right play. And then that turns into drive and kick, drive, kick, swing, get into the paint, make a play for your teammates. So, like I said, we've been working on it for a long time. And, at times it feels good to see us when we're executing and doing it the right way. So, like I said, it was just, like we have great scores and great mid-range shooters that can get their shot off anytime on anybody. It's a fine line. And like I said, those guys have bought in, and, it's been good for us. So, all the credit goes to PG and Kawhi.
Thanks. We'll go over to Andrew.
Hey, Ty, good morning. I remember last year Doc was joking about how much Tibbs was sleeping on his couch during the season when Tibbs was around. And I know you guys were close going back to Boston, too. I mean, this year, the success the Knicks have had with him, I mean, spending time around him last year when he was sort of around the team, did you sense like a refreshed Tom Thibodeau, or like, did you see that this success this year, I guess, being like maybe him having some time away from the game, changing things around, or is this just a good situation for him?
I'm not inside the locker room, but I will tell you, Tibbs is Tibbs, just being able to work with him in Boston and learn the defense and how to go about it and how to teach it and just the terminology and all the work he put in. I learned a lot from Tibbs. And, the NBA is different nowadays. And, if Tibbs is a no-nonsense guy, he's going to hold everyone accountable 1 through 17, no matter what your role is on the team. Nowadays a lot of guys don't like that. So it's, it's kind of tough. But, I mean, he's a great coach. Defensively, all of his teams are always, in the top 10. Most of the time in the top 5. And then, offensively, he knows how to run and get the ball in his best players' hands and take it from there. So I've always thought he was a great coach. And like I said, just having him in New York with a young team and the talent that they have, for the job he's done, this year has been phenomenal. So, Tibbs is a hell of a coach to me and I always will be.
Thanks, Dan.
And it looks like we have one last question from Justin Russo.
Hey, Coach. At times this season, you and Dan Craig have busted out the zone. You did it a couple weeks ago against Memphis and Houston, but then really haven't gone back to much of it since. Is it just an instance of seeing enough of it to know how it works and having it if you need it, but then not overdoing it?
I just think, you use it to try to break up a team's rhythm. Sometimes teams will have a lot of shooting on the floor, so you want to try to mix it in. And then we did it a lot more, Justin, when, we had guys out. So we had 8 or 9 bodies, so we want to just try to conserve energy as much as possible. So getting back and getting to the zone, you're able to kind of catch your breath and, try to get your legs back because, guys are playing more minutes because we have a lot of guys out. So that's probably why you saw more back in the day.
Is the zone something we will see less of the healthier the team gets?
Well, I mean, it just depends on the floor of the game. I think if teams are, they're beating us in one, like in high pick and roll, you might want to go to zone, just try to change up so they can go to their zone package or, post ups, you just might want to just change the rhythm of the game. And, I think it's really good. I've always liked zone and, some teams are really good, out of timeout. So just using it for, teams in their ATO so they don't, so they're not able to execute as well. So we will use it, still like going down the stretch and in the playoffs. And we just got to pick and choose when the right time is.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thanks,
you.
Coach. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. See you for the game tomorrow.